Assalamualaikum and good morning everyone. My name is Nadiah, Binti Zainuddin, and today I will be presenting my study entitled Exploring Student Dietary Behavior Through Multi-Factor Constraints, a Data-Driven Approach. So to begin with, I will briefly introduce the background of the study, followed by the methodology, the findings, and also the recommendations. So food is a fundamental requirement for the sustaining life and plays an important role in maintaining both physical health and cognitive function, especially amongst university students. According to Maslow's hierarchy of needs, basic of psychological needs such as access to nutritious food must be fulfilled before effective learning can take place. However, in reality, many students struggle to practice healthy eating habits due to financial limitation, lack of cooking facilities, and time constraint. As a result, student dietary behavior is often influenced more by structural and environmental constraints than by personal choices. Based on the background of the discussion earlier, this slide summarizes the core problem addressed in the study. The main issue is the students' eating behaviors is influenced by three constraints. The first one is budget limitations, time pressure, and also lack of cooking facilities. When students face these constraints, they tend to rely on convenient and less nutritious food options, which negatively affect dietary quality. As illustrated in the slide, similar challenges have been observed across 26 countries worldwide, indicating that this is a widespread and consistent problem among university students. So because of this issue closely aligned with Sustainable Development Goal 2, which is focused on nutrition, and Sustainable Development Goal 3, which emphasizes health and well-being. Therefore, the problem is not primarily about personal preference, but, but about structural and access-related constraints that shape student food choices. So next. So what is this study actually trying to do? First, I want to understand what really affects student eating habit, especially budget, time, and facilities, since these are the most common constraints students face. Then, instead of looking at these factors separately, I look at how they are connected and how they work together. That's why I use clustering and two-cube factorial design. Ultimately, the aim is to turn this finding into useful evidence that university can actually use when planning student support. Next, this research adopt a quantitative cross-sectional design using a structured questionnaire. Data were collected from approximately 150 undergraduate students from Universiti Pertahanan Nasional Malaysia (UPNM) through random sampling. The independent variable examined were budgets, cooking facilities, and time, while the dependent variable was student dietary behavior. For cluster analysis was used to segment students based on eating patterns, and a two-cube factorial design was applied to test the mean and interaction effect. All analyses were conducted using RStudio and Microsoft Excel, following the data clean encoding procedure. For the result, it showed that students' dietary behavior are generally mixed, with moderate diet scores reflecting both healthy and unhealthy eating practice. Two distinct behavioral clusters were identified. The first one is a convenience-oriented group and a more health-conscious group. In addition, budget facilities and time constraints were found to have a significant independent effect on diet quality. So there's no interaction effect were observed, indicating that improving any single constraint can already lead to better dietary behavior. So for the discussion section, the findings suggest that student dietary behavior is shaped more by situational and structural constraints than by personal preference. Two clear dietary patterns emerge under different levels of constraint, showing that students adapt their eating behavior based on their circumstance. The absence of interaction effects further indicates that targeted improvement in budgets, facilities, or time can still produce meaningful outcomes. Lastly, based on the findings, intervention should prioritize reducing convenience-driven eating by improving access to affordable and healthy food options. Universities should strengthen structural support, including the provision of cooking facilities, better academic scheduling, and also campus-based nutrition education initiatives. For the policy level, targeted food subsidies and collaboration with local food providers are essential to address long-term dietary challenges and promote sustainable healthy eating habits. So in conclusion, this study demonstrated that student dietary behavior is strongly influenced by multiple structural constraints.